Hi everyone and welcome back to our Crybaby Whims challenge. And we are back with Aspen, who has a lot to think about after receiving the call from Megan about meeting up and potentially sorting stuff out, and if not, Aspen's family will pay. Aspen needs to figure out a plan because for once she cares about her family and doesn't want them to be in any sort of trouble, so she has to figure out what she's going to be doing to stop that from happening. But before that, I kind of do have to sort out her hunger because she's gonna starve to death in 15 hours and we only have like these two pathetic little mushrooms, so I'm gonna have her eat those at the very least. And it is a Winterfest today, which would mean that for today she wants the cottage to be fully finished and then she'll invite Flora and Rosalie to hopefully move here. So we don't really have that much time left to finish things up, so let's continue cleaning all of these mold piles because we still have a couple of them. So after she finishes doing this, I think that she will at least try to take care of herself a little bit and then finally call Flora. We don't want to waste too much time because Winterfest is going by kind of quickly. So this is the final pile that she needed to clean, so things are kind of ready. She still wants to tidy up a little bit so you can take the trash out. I think that this sink needs to be cleaned and this also needs to be repaired. Aspen is really trying super hard before she invites Flora. She doesn't want to disappoint her, so she's doing all of the little bits that she can fix up so nothing can be like out of place, and that actually made her neat. Is she suddenly like enjoying cleaning and stuff? That is so different from Aspen. But honestly, I'm gonna take this like little character change because she really is developing in a really strangely positive direction, so I guess I'll take it. So weirdly enough, she actually even discovered something about herself, so let's fix this up real quick and then we can finally call Flora. She's also feeling kind of confident, so maybe it's gonna go well. So let's just try to chat first, see if she's even going to return her calls. I wouldn't be surprised if she kind of ghosted her because, I mean, let's be real, their sentiments are absolutely horrible and for a reason. Oh my god, you have her as like an unhelpful parent. I've never seen that before. A negative relationship and little discipline. Well, to be fair, yeah, Aspen wasn't really disciplined that much because Flora was always busy with other really big things going on, but you can't really say that she never tried. But let's see if she's gonna pick up, if that's gonna go okay. Maybe if it does, we can even try to... Oh, that's looking kind of negative, but let's try to invite her over. Well, not really to the cottage. She's just going to say, hey, I want to show you something. Just come over to like the edge of the city and I can come pick you up and we can go somewhere. I need to show you something. She doesn't really quite want to say what she's up to, which maybe isn't the best approach, but she doesn't really want to say. But let's see if Flora's gonna be agreeing to that. No, she would rather not come. Well, this is definitely putting her in a difficult situation because she really wanted this Winterfest to be special, but now Flora doesn't even want to be here. She won't obviously listen to Aspen, but Aspen still has Harmony on her mind. She still wants Harmony to be her girlfriend, but she just has her on her mind in general, and Harmony was always there to help her. Oh my gosh, Ashley died. But Harmony always wanted to help Aspen. Although they're not on best terms right now, she would probably still try to have Harmony help, so why don't you send her a message and just invite her over here to explain the situation and maybe she can put some sense into Flora. Although I don't know if I really see that going that well because it's not like Harmony and Flora are close at all, but Aspen is really that desperate that she just wants anything to work. Hopefully Harmony's gonna agree to come over though. There we go, she's gonna be right over. She's there already, so let's say hi. This is her first time ever at the cottage. She must be so confused. Oh, she's coming over to her. Okay, let's talk then. Aspen is immediately jumping to explaining what's happening, why she's here, what even is this place. Harmony's probably thinking, oh my gosh, Aspen, did you stole this house from someone? But no, Aspen is explaining, no, this is where I grew up. I'm here for a reason and this is what's happening. Harmony is still a little bit sussed out. She doesn't really trust Aspen, which I don't blame her for, but Aspen is definitely desperately trying to explain, look, I'm not in the criminal career anymore. I had to leave that and this is my way out of this. I'm really trying to save my family. Please just trust me for once. Let's put our differences and our troubles aside from now. I just really need your help. And that actually made Harmony happy. I feel like she's willing to listen. So Aspen is explaining that she called Flora, but Flora didn't really want to listen, so she needs someone to be like neutral in the situation and try to help out with that. And Harmony is a little bit unsure because she never really talked to Flora, so why would Flora trust her, which is a fair point. But as I said, Aspen is really desperate, so that's why she's trying. And I think the Harmony will still help her, although the situation is weird, but she's asking, well, why do you need help? You're doing such a great thing. I understand that Flora wouldn't really be trusting you, but you're doing something really good. What did she say about all of this? And Aspen is like, well, she doesn't know. I didn't tell her. I want this cottage reveal to be like a big deal, grand gesture, so I didn't tell her what I'm doing. I just asked her to come over and I can lead her to it, which Harmony's like, you did what? Of course she didn't trust you. And although Aspen is a little bit confused, like, what do you mean that's why she didn't trust me? I'm doing like a big grand gesture. That's how it is in the movies, you know, and things just work out and people forgive each other about like everything immediately. And Harmony is trying to explain to Aspen, well, life isn't like the movies. You should just be like telling her what's happening. She can't really be trusting you if she doesn't know what you're doing. Aspen still isn't like fully clocking onto that, but she's at least trying, and Harmony's appreciating the effort. Although Aspen did put herself in a horrible situation, again, Aspen messed up even though she's trying hard, but Harmony agreed to help, so she's gonna go to Flora and try to fix things up. So Aspen has to go take care of herself, and I'm gonna send you home so you can go and get ready to go talk to Flora. So Aspen, you just take care of yourself and think about things. What are you gonna be saying to your mother? What are you gonna be saying to, well, your daughter? She hasn't really thought much about Rosalie through the entire process. She's mostly been thinking about redeeming herself to Flora, and I think that that might be because of her relationship with Rosalie, because it is still really strange, because if you look, she does still have this unwanted child for Rosalie. Aspen is still struggling to come to terms with having this child, and they have awful compatibility as well. They are disliked. I think that Aspen, although Rosalie has been around for a very long time, I mean, she's literally about to be a teenager. She's been here for a long time. Aspen still hasn't really accepted that Rosalie even exists, so she's just trying to kind of ignore the problem, which definitely isn't the best approach. But I mean, I don't want to give Aspen any excuses, but she never wanted that child. She didn't want a child right now. She was not okay with the pregnancy. Pregnancy itself can definitely be traumatizing, and the experience of birth and everything. I have no personal experience with that, but it honestly just terrifies me. But I'm sure that even if you wanted a child, that experience can be quite a lot. But if you didn't want it, it could literally traumatize you. So I feel like although Aspen is, you know, trying to do something really good for once, she's still not really accepting the fact that she has a child, and there's not really much that can be done to change that, unfortunately. Oh, she just had a nap and Father Winter showed up. Okay, well, let's, I guess, do like a real Aspen thing and just fight him for present. I mean, I'm sure that she just woke up and there's like a strange man in her house. She would have been startled. She has so many enemies that, of course, she would be super careful who's on her property. So fighting him just makes sense from security point of view, but also just Aspen's point of view. But after you are done fighting him off and hopefully getting some presents from him, Aspen is good at fighting, so maybe she's gonna be able to beat him. None of my other Sims ever were, but honestly, I kind of have faith in Aspen. But after this, you definitely need to call Harmony, because it is almost 10 p.m. already. You need to see if she managed to get through to Flora. Winterfest is about to end, so your present might fail. Oh, and she actually did beat him up, so what happens then? They now despise each other, of course, but you actually got some presents. Oh, she got some interesting stuff in her inventory. Well, while you are talking to Harmony, let's just have you do a little chat and a couple of text messages. But while you are talking to her, I guess I'm just gonna be selling all of these gifts so you can get some money, because don't forget, she is still trying to gather some money for meeting up with Megan. She doesn't really know how much money Megan wants from her, but she is still trying to gather some, because this entire conflict is all about the money anyway, right? But let me just check the house inventory. Okay, that was actually it from the presents, so that wasn't particularly helpful, but at least she got a couple hundred simoleons. Again, she doesn't know how much Megan actually wants from her. She did steal, I think, around, what was it, 8,000 when she was in the house, and I feel like Flora gave most of that to Megan at this point, so most of the debt is paid off, but Megan and Lucy now want more. Any news from Harmony though? Nothing? Try calling her again and see if she managed to do anything. Right now, it's kind of looking like a no. Flora mostly just refused her and didn't want to trust her because, you know, she's associated with Aspen, so by default, Flora thinks that Harmony is evil as well, which, you know, fair enough. So no progress so far. Looks like Winterfest is going to be a failure because Aspen's grand gesture is not going to be happening, at least not now, which is putting a lot of pressure onto her. Oh my gosh, Father Winter, why are you here? Well, she is feeling kind of bad, so maybe she could do a respectful introduction and just say like, hey, sorry, I'm just under a lot of pressure, didn't mean to fight you, I just got a little spooked, which is like the first time ever that she's apologizing to someone like that. Still, try to apologize to him. She's just feeling like it. You know what? She's just just turning a new leaf without even really trying. Or I think that he was about to leave, but she managed to catch up to him and apologize. And maybe he'll have some pity for her. I don't think so. I think that he's just laughing her off, but still try to tell him that you're just in a lot of trouble, so you're feeling kind of bad. But instead of sticking around here, why don't you go to the city and maybe visit my mother and my daughter, maybe give them some presents? So that's, you know, a nice thought that Aspen is having, although he's just like, why would I do a favor for you? But maybe just out of pity, you know? Please don't be laughing at her. You know what? I'm just gonna sick of you at this point. We tried to be nice with you. Okay, you're going by yourself. So yeah, goodbye. Please don't come back, but maybe just go to San Myshuno. She is quite tired, but she is still quite determined to fix up the cottage fully and prepare it. Maybe for tomorrow. It didn't quite work out now, but maybe everyone will be willing to come back here tomorrow. So she's still planning that grand reveal and making everything like super nice and beautiful. So before she goes to sleep, she's still gonna be like harvesting all the prairie grass and everything to make sure that things are nice and presentable. Surely Flora will come to her senses in the morning, and then when Aspen wakes up, Flora will maybe already be here, who knows? Well, it's the next morning and of course Flora isn't here. Aspen was just being a little delusional and quite naive there, but you are quite hungry, so let's just check on the garden if there's anything to harvest, maybe some more mushrooms, so let's harvest everything. I also had her plant some more things that she found when she was harvesting the prairie grass last night. It is kind of weird that she's, you know, starting her little garden and stuff, but she remembered that that's how they used to eat when they lived here. And oh my gosh, she actually likes gardening. Aspen is becoming a whole new person in today's episode. Wow, okay, I'm just gonna say yeah to that, definitely. But she did remember that this is how they used to feed themselves when they lived here. Her mother started a garden and everything. So I guess I'm just gonna have you eat these mushrooms. And you know, it's not much, but at least it's something. And you also have this bottle of nectar, you could drink that. I don't know if it's really gonna be filling your hunger, but you can at least give it a go. Oh my god, that's hilarious. She's literally going for the full bottle. It is that sort of life right now, isn't it? She's just having a lot to deal with, so I don't even blame her, but that's just so ridiculous looking. I mean, she seems to like it, but you didn't drink all of it, so I feel like maybe it would be kind of the best thing to sell it, especially because you're trying. Oh my gosh, that's not even worth it. She drank most of it. You might as well just drink the rest of it, honestly. Oh, and Harmony would like to come over to hang out. Maybe she has some updates about Flora, of course. Well, Harmony, here's her glass right next to the toilet, so you better enjoy that. Well, anyway, let's just ask if she found out anything about Flora. I'm thinking no, but still, let's just see if she went there again, maybe today, if she maybe got a text message from Flora or anything. She said that she left her number there, so maybe Flora's gonna call if she changes her mind, but it's not really looking like it. But it is kind of urgent because today is Thursday. Aspen is supposed to meet up with Megan tomorrow, and if that doesn't work, Megan's gonna go to Flora and Rosalie. So at this point, it is kind of necessary to hide them, so it is urgent to actually have them come back here. Look at Harmony checking out the garden. I think that she can't believe that Aspen actually planted that, and honestly neither can I, because that is just such a like non-Aspen thing to do. But Aspen is just still trying to explain her plan and what's happening, what's going to be happening tomorrow, at least to her knowledge, and that she's still trying to gather some money, but she's obviously not going to be asking Harmony for money, so she doesn't have to worry about that, and she doesn't even know how much money she needs, so she's just trying her best, although it's not really working, especially now when she's not going to work or anything, so she needs to figure out a plan how to earn some money quickly. So although she appreciates Harmony's company, she's going to be sending her home just to have some time to prepare everything for tomorrow, and hopefully while Harmony is away, she's going to make some progress with Flora. And Aspen had a bit of a thought. She does have this PC here that she bought herself, and since she can't do any crime stuff and pickpocketing just doesn't really seem worth it, especially not to earn money quickly and there's barely people around, she's thinking, well, gaming is the next best thing that I can do. So maybe if I join a tournament, a professional tournament, maybe I'll just win and earn like a couple thousand simoleons. So let's have her join a tournament. I don't know if she ever did that before. Oh, but to be fair, she is very confident now. Maybe it's gonna work. It is kind of absolutely crazy and it's such a reach, but Aspen is usually thinking that way. She's a huge risk taker, and honestly, none of this usually makes sense what she does. So it kind of makes sense. Oh my gosh, she's thinking about Ezra while she's in their like childhood room. I guess that seeing like all of Ezra's stuff would make her think of him. That actually is a good point. I mean, she never really cared much for Ezra, but now that he's not around and she's appreciating her family at least a tiny bit more than usual, she is thinking like, oh yeah, it kind of was nice to have a brother. Well, the tournament is about to end, so let's see how she's gonna do. She's still is feeling quite good, so maybe it's actually gonna go somewhere. Her gaming skill is like kind of up there. She's in level 8, so maybe if she's lucky. It is still a huge risk. It's a bit of a dumb idea, honestly. Oh, and she didn't win anything, really? Well, you should maybe go back on your PC and try to do a bit of a different approach. She's never really done any hacking. I don't know if she has any programming skill, but I've realized that she can hack some kind of university fund, so maybe she can get a couple of simoleons from there. She is quite devastated that she lost that gaming tournament, but it was a really big stretch, so I'm not too surprised. Where's your programming at? Oh, level 2. I don't think that she'll be able to do much with that, honestly. And she's really massively running out of time. It is Thursday evening already, and she doesn't even have like 1,000 simoleons, so I don't think that she'll be able to get any money ready for tomorrow. Her best bet would be to sell stuff around the cottage for sure if she actually wanted to gain some money, but she's definitely refusing to do so because she worked so hard on making this place all nice and stuff, so she's not gonna tear it apart just to give Megan something. Oh, and oh my god, she's thinking about Rosalie for like the first time ever. It was super brief, I barely just caught it, but she is kind of thinking about her daughter for once. Maybe she's thinking about how nice it was growing up here and that maybe Rosalie would like it here. It was nice to have a childhood here, although she didn't really ever appreciate it, but who knows, maybe Rosalie would. Growing up in the city is kind of inferior to like all of this stuff, so maybe she is realizing that, hey, this could be really good for my daughter. But let's see how all of this hacking is gonna go. Is that gonna give you any money? She's feeling kind of dazed. I think that we have a couple of mold spots around, but is this going to give you anything? Now I'm getting really concerned, and so is she for sure, because she really doesn't have anything for tomorrow. And also no Flora and Rosalie here, so things are just so uncertain. And she didn't get any money. Well, maybe you need a bit of a break, so let's tear you away from that and, well, still fix up some stuff around the cottage. There's like never-ending work, because who knows, maybe Flora will agree to come over next morning, so maybe she's gonna be here right before you go meet Megan. It would be really great if Flora and Rosalie were here so they were safe before all of that stuff. Well, you definitely deserve a bit of a break, so have yourself some spoiled nectar, but have a bit of that. I think that that actually is filling her hunger, is it? Maybe. Oh, it is a little bit. So even though it's spoiled, you shouldn't waste it because you don't really have much, so you just have that, and I think that'll have to send her to sleep. Well, it's officially Friday, but Flora is still nowhere to be found. She doesn't even really know when she's supposed to meet Megan or where. All of the instructions were very unclear, so she's gonna use any time that she can get to still, well, first of all, take care of herself, but take care of the cottage, just some last minute preparations, because she's always thinking, surely she's gonna be here. In the next hour, she's gonna be here at the door and everything's gonna be okay and she's gonna be forgiving me. Things will just be great. Just a couple of minutes more. I'm sure that she's on the way. It's gonna be fine. So after you finish all of that, if Flora is still not here, you should at the very least try calling Harmony to see if she has any updates. And if not, I mean, it wouldn't hurt calling Flora and asking her directly what's happening with everything. Let's see if Harmony has anything to say. I genuinely don't think so, because if she did, Flora would have been here already. So why don't you try chatting with her, although it's probably going to be quite stressful, but just to see if Flora is any more receptive than she was 2 days ago, because Harmony doesn't have anything to say. Let's see what Flora has to say. I'm sure that Flora is absolutely so mad at Aspen, because I mean, she literally had criminals knocking on her door and beating her up in her own apartment because of something that Aspen did. So it's quite clear that she has no intention to communicate with Aspen. I don't really blame her. In desperation, in the like last effort that we still have, I had her join another gaming tournament because I kind of doubt that Megan's gonna be calling her this early, so she could try. Oh, and she's thinking about Rosalie again. Really, really briefly. That's gonna run out like really quickly. There we go. But she is briefly thinking about Rosalie, so that's an improvement already. But I don't think that Megan's gonna be calling her right now, so she still has time to be in this gaming tournament, and she's still dreaming big and thinking, okay, if I win this, I'm gonna get like 10k simoleons, it's gonna be great, I'm gonna be able to pay them off and they'll leave us alone forever, and surely then my mom will trust me and come here and everyone's gonna be safe. I don't really think it's that simple, but Aspen has a simple mind, so she can just hope for the best. That's all she can do right now. Anyway, how's this tournament gonna go? Oh no, she's cursing. I feel like it didn't really go well. Oh no, I think that she lost. She did lose. Well, I feel like it's almost time, so you just grab yourself that drink, feel a little bit better, and I feel like we'll have to go kind of soon. Oh yeah, I was definitely right. Aspen just received a message from Megan that it is time for them to meet up, otherwise her family will suffer. So what is Aspen going to do? Is she going to be brave enough to go and meet up? I think so, although she didn't have any way to collect any sort of money, so she doesn't really have anything to give her. Aspen is still gonna be brave and go do the right thing. So she just received the location and we should go. Oh, but she's having a meltdown just before that. I don't think that she's ready. I feel like she's a little bit worried. She's kind of scared, but you don't have a choice. You kind of have to go. Otherwise, it's gonna be Flora in your position and you definitely don't want that. So Aspen arrived at the location and she is getting another phone call that they are right here in this building, that she should come in and come chat inside for some privacy in case someone walks by, because there are some people around here and no one is supposed to see them. So just go inside and we'll discuss everything. So okay, that's it. Let's just go inside, get this thing over with. But now that she is inside, she's in for a very nasty surprise. Not only are Megan and Lucy here, but also Edward and Electra. This could not have worked out worse. It looks like this was never about the money. I think that Megan and Lucy decided to basically sell Aspen to the Astor gang for money to keep themselves. Oh, and Harmony wants to go somewhere. I really don't think that we can, Harmony. I'm really sorry, but we are literally fighting for our life here because she's fighting Electra, who just beat her up. And now, of course, that Edward is waiting for his turn and everyone is observing. They are fighting. Aspen is feeling just so dazed. She managed to avoid this for so long, but now it's all happening. Let's see who's gonna be winning. She actually did win, and while everyone is just so confused what's happening, she needs to run. She honestly barely got out of there alive, but it wasn't without any consequences because Aspen actually got terribly injured and now she doesn't really know what to do because what just even happened? She never experienced something like this. So she's just fully panicked and calling Harmony to come over and please help her because she doesn't know what to do. And of course Harmony's gonna be here because she's never heard Aspen this upset. Alright, Harmony is right here and she's absolutely terrified to see Aspen in this state. She doesn't even want to listen to the story right now. She just wants to help Aspen go fix herself up. She can't be walking around like that. She must be in so much pain. Alright, let's go to the bathroom together and try to sort things out. So here is what Aspen is looking like right now after her fights with Electra and Edward. I'm sure that Edward was the one who caused this, but it looks like it's a pretty big emergency. So we need to be fixing this right now. And since she is in quite a bit of danger still, she can't really go to the hospital. So Harmony is gonna do the best that she can and just patch her up somehow. I mean, I guess quite literally patch her up. Just give her an eye patch and hope for the best that this is gonna heal if she just cleans it and keeps it, you know, clean and sanitized and everything. So we'll see if that's gonna be helping. So now that she had a bit of a second to calm down, well, sort of, and the adrenaline at the very least is starting to go down, she is quite terrified. But Harmony is, despite everything, trying to stay calm and calm Aspen down, reassure her that she's gonna be safe and she doesn't have to worry about anything. No one knows that she's here. Harmony is the only one that knows, so she should be okay. And Harmony will make sure that Flora and Rosalie are here as well soon because they're definitely in a lot of danger staying in their apartment in the city. So she'll make sure that they come here really quickly. So Harmony is gonna go now and try to tell Flora how urgent the situation actually is and that they are in very immediate danger. Although Aspen doesn't really want Harmony to leave. She doesn't really want to be alone, which is really understandable. But Harmony says, you know what, Aspen, I have a plan. You won't be alone. I'm just gonna be calling up a few people and you'll be quite happy to see them. Look at that. All of them are here trying to help her out because Harmony told them what happened and they all just were horrified that she was in so much trouble. Even her cousin is just so upset to hear everything. So everyone agreed to come over, help her fix out the house because she still has some toxic mold happening. She shouldn't be dealing with that while she's healing. So everyone is here to help her out. Even Brian, remember Brian from way back in the day? He decided to even come back after he heard what happened to Aspen. They were weirdly staying in touch recently, I guess, through Social Bunny, and he decided to come over. So Aspen is for once surrounded by very good people, but I will send Harmony away so she actually goes and talks to Flora and tells her how important all of this is and how urgent it is for Flora to come here. But now that Aspen is all safe, as long as she stays in the cottage, I think that this will be the good time to stop and wait for Flora and Rosalie to arrive, hopefully soon this time. So if you want to see how that goes and what their reaction is going to be to everything, click right here for the next episode, and if the next episode is not out yet, here is something to watch while you wait. See you there!